How many times have you gone to paint with an oil-based paint and after you got done you wanted to clean your brush? So what do you use to clean the brush? You use a hazardous solvent. What does the majority of the population do with a solvent when they get done cleaning their brushes? They throw it in the ground. For every drop that goes in the ground, depending on what's in the solvent, it can contaminate between 50 and 1,000 gallons of groundwater. Better solution. We're going to take and we're going to paint with an oil-based paint. So here we're going to paint. Now nobody ever hired me as a painter. Okay, so now we got the brush full of an oil-based paint. We'll put this over behind me. Now we want to clean the brush. So instead of using a solvent that's full of hazardous chemicals, we're going to use Superzilla that will naturally biodegrade in the soils. So all we do is just squirt each side of the brush. It only takes a little bit. It takes far less liquid than if you used a solvent. Now, what you do is you rub it in and you watch the paint come out of the brush. And as the paint falls out of the brush, once you feel you got Superzilla rubbed through the brush and the paint, I'm going to put just a little more Superzilla on it. And once you feel you got it rubbed through the brush thoroughly, then all you need to do is to use some liquid dishwashing soap that's not hazardous and put it on each side of the brush, a drop on each side, and that will remove the Superzilla. You can also use dishwashing soap to remove Superzilla from carpeting. So anyway, we go ahead and we rub this into the brush. And once we feel we've got the detergent rubbed into the brush thoroughly, we rinse it with water. And when I get done here, this brush will be cleaner than if you clean it with a solvent. Now you've got nothing hazardous to throw away because the oil in the paint is linseed oil, which will naturally biodegrade in the soils. And Superzilla is all made from plant material, so it will naturally biodegrade in 30 to 45 days. So when you get all done here, you can see this brush is cleaner than if you clean it with a solvent. Now you've got nothing hazardous to throw away. Now to show you a demonstration we did before, this is a paintbrush and we painted with an oil-based paint. After 3 days of drying, we cut this part off, and you can see this is stiff as can be, okay? Now you would think this brush should be ruined, right? Wrong. What we did is we took this side of the brush, we squirted it with Superzilla, let it sit for 3 days in warm temperatures, then we squirted again with Superzilla, and then we rubbed it in, then we used some dishwashing soap, rinsed it with water, and this brush is like new.